welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And today we are at date 8. So we're at week 2 of this Get Fit With Me series, yoga edition, by the way. Yeah. Oh, and I'm not sure if I said it, but this is Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And also this is a Get Fit With Me series, yoga edition. But I was just excited because we did it. We're at week 2 already. You know, the beginning of week 2. So this challenge is done. The original channel is actually Black Yogi Nico Marie. And she has this 30-day challenge that we're doing right now. And I apologize. I'm looking back and forth because Whisper, my cat yogi instructor, she is doing too much right now. That's where she's at. She's doing way too much. But anyway, but the challenge today that we're going to be doing is Ability Warrior Pose Yoga. And y'all already know this is why I'm hyped. This is exactly why I'm hyped. Because warrior poses are my favorite yoga poses. I'm all about it. I don't know if it's the Aries in me or what, but I love me some warrior poses. That's just what I do, what I love. So anyway, we're about to get into that fairly soon. And also too, I think I mentioned before, most of these videos are going to be like within 20-ish to 25-ish minutes, and this one is exactly 25 minutes. And also the candle that I'm burning today is our beach cabana. If you saw my video yesterday, it just went up a little bit ago. Child, my allergies were so bad that I couldn't even smell the candle. It was like, oh my gosh, my nose was congested. And as you can tell, I feel 1,000% better. I was drinking plenty of water last night. I went to sleep early. I slept in a little bit. Your girl's feeling energized. And also too, I washed my hair last night. I did a self-care day, you know, and that's what you need to do sometimes. And even though I still have this on, I actually have it braided underneath, you know, protective style stuff. I'm going to release it out, and we're going to be out later on today because we have speed work today. So this is going to be a busy day. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start today's practice in a comfortable seated position, getting our breath together, and yeah. While we're in a seated position, we're going to do a gentle twist on both sides, and then also besides doing a gentle twist on each side, we also are going to do a seated forward bend with our legs crossed. We're going to do that on each side because we're just going to reverse the cross of our legs to get a nice hip opening stretch because warrior poses do require a lot of hip work.
If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I thought it'd be me and you. Hard to be your friend when you act this way. What message are you trying to send? What's this game you play? Tell me that you love me and you need me, but leave me at the dry. Oh, why? Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you
After we do the seated forward bend on each side, we also are going to give ourselves a hug on each side, just stretching out our like arms and shoulders. And then from there, we are going to end up in a tabletop position, and we're going to warm up by stretching our wrists, just rotating them in different directions to get that started, because we're going to be doing quite a few vinyasas as well as warrior poses.
I'm not in the mood, thought you'd be here soon. Everything feels wrong, guess I'm just in a bad mood. Feeling broken hearted over something that never was. Never was, never was. Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Ooh, I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this.
Next, we are going to end up in a downward facing dog, and we're going to pedal the dog a little bit. And then from there, I didn't do this the very first time around, but I was supposed to put my right leg up to basically transition to a three-legged dog to a low lunge. And from the low lunge, we will transition to warrior 1, then warrior 2, and then for warrior 3, 2 different variations. I start with like the easier variation, and then I advance to the more advanced variation of warrior 3, and we're going to do that sequence on each side.
I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I thought it'd be me and you. Could you still call me at the end of the day, and then you have nothing else to say? What do you want me to say? Try blending my emotions, like I know you're about to be oceans away. Please quit asking me to stay. I'm weak under your grasp, and my heart, it won't last. No, my heart won't last. I thought it'd be me and you. I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I guess there was never me and you.
Also, I forgot to mention, we do end up back after Warrior 3, back to a Warrior 2 pose. And from the Warrior 2 pose, we end up in a reverse warrior. And then from there, we are going to do our vinyasa in between. And you can either go directly to downward facing dog or do different variations of vinyasa. I personally chose a vinyasa each time with a full plank, going halfway down, so a halfway push up to upward facing dog to downward facing dog. But she gave you different variations in her video.
I'm weak under your grasp, and my heart, it won't last. No, my heart won't last. I thought it'd be me and you. I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I guess there was never me in it. I'm not in the mood, thought you'd be here soon. Everything feels wrong, guess I'm just in a bad mood. Feeling broken hearted over something that never was. Never was, never was.
After we complete this sequence on both sides, we are going to end up back doing a vinyasa, and then from doing this vinyasa, we are then going to do a three-legged dog, and from three-legged dog, a low lunge into a warrior 2 pose. We're going to do that on both sides.
Hard to be your friend when you act this way. What message are you trying to send? What's this game you play? Tell me that you love me and you need me, but leave me out to dry. dry. Oh, why? Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Ooh, I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I thought it'd be me and you. Could you still call me at the end of the day when you have nothing else to say? What do you want me to say? Try blending my emotions. I know you're about to be oceans away. Please quit asking me to stay. I'm weak under your grasp, and my heart it won't last. No, my heart won't last.
I forgot to mention that Warrior 2 is going to be Warrior 2 with the Reverse Warrior combined. From there, after we do this seamless on both sides, we are going to then transition over to another vinyasa. And then from there, we're going to get back to a Warrior 1 pose, and we're going to do that on each side as well.
I'm not in the mood, thought you'd be here soon. Everything feels wrong, guess I'm just in a bad mood. Feeling broken hearted over something that never was. Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Ooh, I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this.
After we do this sequence on both sides again, we are going to then end up doing a vinyasa one last time. And from there, we're going to go into tabletop position. And then from a tabletop position, we are going to be in extended child's pose, resting pose.
What message are you trying to send? What's this game you play? Tell me that you love me and you need me, but leave me out to dry. Oh, why? Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Ooh, I guess it wasn't true.
From the extended child's pose, we then are going to end up in a Sphinx pose as a recovery pose. And then from there, we are going to transition to our backs by first a seated position, then to lying down to our backs, giving ourselves a nice big squeeze with our knees in our chest. And then from there, we are going to do a happy baby pose for a couple of breaths to basically recover. And then lastly, squeezing our knees into our chest one last time before we settle into corpse pose or shavasana. And that shall then close our practice for today.
I'm weak under your grasp, and my heart it won't last. never once, never once. Ooh, I thought it'd be me and you. Oh, ooh, I guess it wasn't true. If I only knew what you put me through, I don't deserve this. I thought it'd be me and you. Hard to be your friend when you act this way. What message are you trying to send? What's this game you play? Tell me that you love me and you need me, but leave me out to dry. Oh, why? Ooh,
Hi, so that concludes the yoga video for today. How I would rate it. I want y'all to guess. I bet y'all know what it is. It was a 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I wasn't gonna go 10 all the way because I'm sick of dropping this remote. So yeah, it was definitely a 10. And for obvious reasons. Y'all already know I love me some warrior poses, and the more of them, the better. So all the warrior poses pretty much were done, except for I'm still, and this might be a question that maybe I need to ask someone who actually is a yoga instructor. Is reverse warrior and humber warrior the same pose? I might have to Google that because humble warrior was not in the routine. I did notice that, but I have all the warrior poses. I'm not humble, so I don't need to do humble warrior. Kidding. Kind of. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it was a 10. One thing that I did notice with this particular routine, and also just as a whole when it comes to this challenge, she definitely is catering this challenge towards beginner people. So, which is why I'm recommending we all do this together. If you haven't done yoga for a while, or you haven't done yoga at all and you want to do this for the first time, recommend this definitely as something to get started with. And just because you didn't start at day one, you can do day one, and you don't even though I'm doing the challenges the day that they come out, you don't have to do them that way. But yeah, so it definitely is catered more towards beginner, because one thing I noticed in a good way, this is a great thing. This whole entire routine, I never watched her do anything not once. I literally just heard her instructions and did them, which made it where I just felt like I was flowing on my own so easily. And I can't say that that's the case for every routine. Not necessarily her routines, because her routines are kind of like that in general. Like I said, I've always praised her for having a very soothing voice and being very good with giving instructions. But in general, when you do yoga with different yoga instructors as a whole, it's rare where you have that where you don't have to follow along, like actually visually follow along. And this was one of the first routines. I don't know if maybe today I just am in a great mood and have high energy. It was not an issue for me. That might be also that, but it felt easy, but in the best way possible. But I was sweating. So it was great. But it's also because I love warrior poses. So anytime we're doing a lot of those, I'm going to be very happy to do them. And it's one of my favorite type of workouts. And also you put some vinyasa in there too, and lots of it for it. Anyway, but that's all I have for it. I can't believe that it took me 3 minutes to sing her praises about the video, but yeah. Anyway, it was definitely worth it. I would do it again. And yeah, that pretty much concludes this video though. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Bye.